Cuccina. I would like to say a very special hello to Fresno, and a very special hello to all my friends, Lee, and all of those people that they're watching my show every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. By the way, if you don't know me, I'm Alberto Bonatelli, owner chef of Alberto's Restaurant, located in 1219 Forest Avenue. And remember, don't forget now to book early for your Christmas parties, for your next celebrations, for birthdays, for office parties. Usually people book a little late, so don't forget that you will have a great meal, a great to celebrate your parties at Alberto's Restaurants. We're pleased to give you any kind of meal that you like. We will give you fresh ingredient clams. By the way, we have fresh mussels today. Well, today we're closed, but however, mussels in a wonderful red sauce. We have a selection of great wines, red wines and white wines, Chardonnays, Pinot Grigios, and all kinds of Barolos, all kinds of great wines, so you can for your enjoyment. Also, we have any special dish you like to have. We have to have also buco, for example. We need at least one day, so we can get you also buco that you want. We also do parties for 20, 25, 30 people. So remember, my telephone number in Alberto's Restaurant is 831-1293. Well, let's welcome my guest right now. He's on the way. And we're pleased to know Miss Blanca, a wonderful lawyer, a great citizen, and I'm very happy to introduce you. So you already probably know her. She's very popular. She's a wonderful guest, and I wanted to welcome you.
Thank you very much, sir, for the invitation. Yes, glad to be here.
Yes. So I see that you're an incredible person.
Well, maybe.
What do you mean that you are?
Thank you.
You came from Mexico City? Is that where you came from?
Actually, no. I was born here in Monterey County.
You were born in. Why did you say otherwise that you were here?
Well, I've studied there.
In Mexico City?
Yes, and Guadalajara. And
because they had great schools in Guadalajara and so forth.
Right. Actually, if we could back up just a bit.
Let's do that.
Okay. Let's start from scratch.
Okay.
And so I have a wonderful photo here I'd like to share with everyone.
Yes, of course.
Which is so much more compelling than anything I could tell you. And so this is a picture of. Oops.
Okay.
Sorry, they're upside down.
Camera?
Yeah. This is a picture of.
Oh boy, that's.
Hold on. So that's my father and my grandfather.
No kidding. It looks like.
And you want to get the tires, okay? The huaraches. And give you the whole picture of what an amazing journey our family has had.
And this is your dad. It looks very much like a Mexican hero that they have.
The little boy is the dad, okay? So he was about 12. And then my grandfather, of course, was older there. And taken in Querétaro. My father was from Guanajuato. And my father came to Chular, a very small town south of Salinas in 1945. And came here under the Bracero program.
Oh.
And became friends with the cook at the labor camp where he was working, who was from Jalisco. So he started traveling to Jalisco and ended up marrying the cook's daughter, which is my mother.
Wow, what a story.
Yeah, so it's a great story, a great family story.
And what makes you become a lawyer? I mean, it's unusual for ladies to become lawyers. They usually are accountants, or they usually are, nurses. Yeah, nurses, or they usually are secretaries.
Right.
But being a lawyer, you got to be very aggressive, especially what you do on the immigration for people that some of them they deserve to come here, and some of them they don't. So how in the world can you decide if this person is worthwhile to come to the United States?
Well, actually,
that's all the documentation and all. She have not committed anything bad.
Well, let me answer the question about what made me become a lawyer.
Yes.
It was very academically driven. I was very competitive. I don't think I'm aggressive. I don't think I've ever been aggressive.
Well, not aggressive. But I'm not saying in your business as an attorney.
Well, you have to be analytical and you have to be
So
outspoken.
I guess aggressive is not the word.
Well, that's okay.
mention.
That's okay. And so I was very academically motivated. I have 3 graduate degrees, so I've always wanted to excel academically. And then when it came to work, well, I had a law degree, and I thought, okay, I guess people pay for knowledge. Knowledge was never a source of making a living for me. It was always to excel academically and do well in school. Because my parents didn't have a formal education, it was always a privilege. It was a luxury, and so I always made good use of it. I thought it's really important to have that education. And so I really, really focused on that for a long time, and then thought, okay, I'm going to try to become a lawyer since I've gone to law school.
And there's a specialty that you actually, in law, like immigration
Right.
or divorce or just a
Right.
common lawyer?
Right. No, well, I was a certified tax specialist for 20 years. I've been a lawyer for
the
25 years. So I worked for Bank of America in San Francisco as a tax lawyer and became a specialist and got an advanced law degree in tax. And then decided when I became a diplomat, honorary consul for
Wonderful,
Mexico,
yeah.
the only one in California.
I see that you were very close to Mr. Fox, which was the
Yes.
I'm not familiar with the second and third. Besides this man, I don't know his name.
Uh-huh. Enrique Peña Nieto.
Peña Nieto.
And before
And
then
then-
was Felipe Calderon.
And then there was
before
Fox.
him
It
was
Mr.
Vicente Fox.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
So I've been honorary consul since 2003.
Wonderful.
And I was meeting so many Mexican nationals and the financial crisis was not giving me enough tax work, even though I had very specialized knowledge in tax. So I decided to shift gears and learn immigration law. And so it's really about analyzing the criteria that the government has to see if the potential client will be able to benefit from the laws as they exist now. And it's really about that. And looking at the documentation, interviewing the client well, and seeing if there's a chance that I might be able to help them.
So usually, what chances are that you will help that person or that family or a child that he has his parents? He was born here and his parents weren't born here. What are the chances of them to come here? Since the boy or the girl is an American citizen,
Right.
what is the? Can
You know,
bring him in?
it
Because
just depends on many facts. It's very difficult to just say yes or no over the phone and certainly on television.
No.
No. So it depends on the facts, and that's why we have a very intensive consultation. And the facts are different. I can't create the facts. People walk in my
Right.
door, and the history,
And they-
it is what it is.
Yeah.
And so if they've been deported previously, it may be problematic. If they have a criminal
yeah.
record, it might be
That's
problematic.
a no, right? No.
Well, it's not a no. It's a maybe a no. I mean, it's not that
And
simple.
that's where you come in. That's where your expertise comes in.
Right.
Because a lot of people, they know about these situations. They blame all the people that are near to the border.
Uh-huh.
But what about the other people, the Chinese and the South Americans,
Right,
and
right.
even the Italians or the Greeks? What if they not in that focus in that area? It's only the
Right.
people that nearby, like Tijuana, people like that they come here. They only focus on the Mexican people. Instead of the South Americans, there are tons of them, Chinese and all kinds of other countries. They don't say that.
Well, that may be more personal, political, social. I mean, everybody focuses on what they want to, right, in life. And
But you
so,
have seen many cases like that.
yes,
Especially-
but I'm trying to promote a very positive image of members of the Mexican community. I mean, this is an American success story in terms of having worked very, very hard and gotten quite a remarkable result. I think that I'm very proud of what I've accomplished, but my parents were the partners. I mean, this is a partnership. You know, they prepped me at home. Not everything comes from school or from your friends. You have to have a solid foundation at home. And so I think maybe some parents are ignoring that and thinking that institutions will teach my child XYZ, where a child will listen, hopefully, more carefully to the parents than anyone else. And so it's a wonderful opportunity to bequeath, to give an inheritance. I say to people, my inheritance is not anything physical. It's the principles and the values that have been handed down. And so they're very, very traditional in nature. I can be very strict about how I think people need to respond and how they need to react and how they need to be in their personal lives, because I think sometimes we're a bit too casual about how we are.
Then you become the voice of there, because since you represent those people, you become the voice, and you say, well,
Right.
this is what's going to happen.
Well,
And if
sometimes
I can
I'm the
negotiate, if I
substitute
can't.
parent. I'm
You
the
are,
substitute
exactly.
parent.
Well,
It's
that's
like,
what-
nobody told you this, I'm telling it.
That's what a lawyer is.
Yeah.
It's about. It's the voice of some, of who are representing. And
Right.
and then you take over from there and says, well, this is what you're going to do. I don't
Right.
know. I'm not a lawyer, but I suppose that you will say that this is what we're going to do because this is this.
Well,
and that.
beyond being a lawyer, I think, there's a person behind the lawyer, and there's an
It has
upbringing.
feelings and it's had other
and
thoughts.
structure and a way of doing things and a way of treating people.
Right.
And so I think a lot of people maybe haven't been corrected in their behavior, and you need to not swear and you need to show up on time, which I didn't today. I apologize. But just in terms of business behavior and personal behavior, I think young people need a lot of guidance. They're not getting it at home in terms of what.
Well, I think they probably are, and then when they get to the outside, I mean, the schools and all of that, and the people, the teenagers outside there, were the ones that spoil those guys because they come out with good, with good advice from the house. By the time they get to the
They get
school,
contaminated.
That's it.
Yeah, they get
Exactly.
contaminated.
And
Well, then maybe it wasn't that solid, I mean, you need a solid foundation. And I've certainly been tempted by a lot of things, money and opportunities and relationships. And you need to be a critical thinker and learn to say no and say, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. You go ahead and do that business deal. I'm not interested. And that's really what gives you a personal profile and credibility so people know who they're dealing with for the next time.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Tell me, any a good, let's say, a very interesting case that you have had that makes you proud of solving that situation, and
Right.
or anything that you have that is so important to you.
Well, at the consulate, I've represented a lady not as an attorney but as a diplomat. I mean, she had her own attorneys. But we had a very serious case years ago where a young lady delivered a baby in a porta potty out in Greenfield. And it was a very emotional case, and people would rush to judgment. I mean, you only get a snippet on television, and then you reach all these conclusions based on a lot of missing information. And I don't think that's right. I don't think that people should judge people without getting to know them. And even then, I mean, everybody makes their own decisions. But she got attacked, and there were so many things that I couldn't share with the public because it was confidential.
Correct.
It was within the court, and I was prohibited from sharing it. But people shouldn't jump to judgment based on just a little bit of information that they hear. I mean, that doesn't make you a very critical thinker. And so you should say, there's something wrong here. I need more information, and research it before you jump to a conclusion. But few people are taking the time now to research a person, research a situation, research whatever they hear.
Right.
It's just all very superficial, quick, and I think technology is helping people not be very profound. Yeah.
And tell me, have you lived here many, many years? Have you?
Yes, I was born on the peninsula. Then my sisters were born in Monterey and Salinas, and then we moved to Tijuana. My dad wanted to raise us in Mexico and have us go to school in San Diego.
So you were born here, and then you
Went to Tijuana for just a little bit.
Tijuana for a while.
Yeah, his business did not take off. His brother was involved in the business and died at a very young age, at 32. And so we came back to the Central Coast and worked on a dairy farm, and then we worked on an artichoke farm. And so my father was picking artichokes, and
Hard life.
yeah, and a hard life, and yet I think I tell people there's a joy in sacrifice. If you haven't had sacrifice, you don't have a point of comparison.
Well, because you'll be able to
Appreciate.
Exactly, to appreciate.
Right.
Now you have the fruits of your intelligence,
Right.
and the way that your dad, your family sacrificed themselves.
And my
to take you to
grandparents, I
school.
mean, it starts from way back. And so many of my relatives don't take advantage of the environment and the opportunities. And it's unfortunate because we have a lot of opportunities, but you have to put in your part. You have to research. How do you get the scholarship?
Well, you have to
How
have
do
the
you,
ambition.
right, the drive. Even
Yeah.
today, and people ask me, "Why are you so driven?" And I ask myself, that's really a ridiculous question. My parents sacrificed so much. Why would I not put in and continue to put in
Right.
my share and tell other people, look, there's a shortcut to get to LA. You don't have to go the scenic route. You can go on the 5.
We're going to continue to talk more and more
Sure.
about this, about how you came back and all
Yeah,
of
right.
that, and more right after this message. Hello, welcome to Alberto's restaurant. Come on in. At Alberto's, you will have a new experience at great Italian dining. We have fantastic pasta dishes like fettuccine alfredo and eggplant parmesan, and you have to come in and try the chicken marsala and the calamari con limone. I take great pride in everything I prepare, and I know you will love it. And what's dinner without a little wine? At Alberto's, we have a great selection of wines to go with your dinner.
Alberto's Restaurante in Pacific Grove.
Come and see us tonight. Salud.
How can you get a crispy restaurant tortilla bowl, but without frying it in oil, grease, and fat?
Just do what I do. Hi, Mark Gill here with the perfect tortilla pan. The fast, easy way to shape, bake, and create delicious tortilla bowls. Place any tortilla into the non-stick pan, pop it in the oven, and in just 5 minutes, perfect tortilla bowls that are always golden and crispy. Fill them with steak and peppers for a crunchy fajita bowl. Perfect Tortilla Pan's exclusive design works with all tortilla sizes, forming a deep-shaped edible bowl. Plus, it's all dishwasher safe. We'll send you not 1, but 2 for just $10. Call right this minute and we'll double your order free. Just pay separate processing and handling. Every caller today will receive our cutting cup to slice, dice, chop, mince, and measure as it cuts. Yep, you get it all for just $10.
To order perfect tortilla for $10 plus processing and handling, call 1-800-292-0574 or order online at buyperfecttortilla.com.
Welcome to Alberto's La Bella Cuccina. Today we have an incredible guest. Her name is Blanquita Sarasua, a great lawyer and an international diplomat from Mexico City. So you were telling us more about all of your great cases that you've been you were back to Tijuana and you were there with your parents.
Right.
That they weren't doing great on the business and then they came back. They came back in order to continue to survive this life that is sometimes it's hard and sometimes you get rewards like you are having your rewards by having to go to school, to law school, and becoming to another level of person as a lawyer and as a diplomat and as an immigration lawyer, which is a wonderful thing that you're doing for any kind of a citizen that becomes a citizen. That is wonderful that you do that. That you are a value to the society here, especially the Mexican society, that they value you as a very citizen.
Thank you.
Don't you? I think you should be proud of that, and that you have that kind of, people that your phone never stops ringing.
I'm quite busy.
Yeah,
but
thank God.
I'm grounded. I keep grounded.
Yeah?
I ignore technology sometimes just to keep grounded and to keep sane, and you can have technology run your life or you can use it as a tool, which is what I do. It's a tool, a very useful tool. It has its place, it has its time, and it has time that it needs to rest too.
Really? Yeah.
Yes. You don't have to be connected 24/7.
No.
Yeah.
Blanquita, are you married? Do you have children and all that?
No children, no marriage. I've been so focused on my, my profession and academics, and I don't know. I can be pretty intelligent and pretty feisty, and maybe some people don't find that attractive.
You are intelligent. You don't have to say that.
Thank you.
You are there. You have everything there. That just
Right.
you haven't found the person that perhaps is at your level.
Right.
I mean, you would be very hard to please, perhaps, because
That's
of
what my father said.
your level of of school and intelligence and manners and all that thing that you will not find I don't know, a great guy that they can't.
We
Maybe
won't
not
lose hope.
not support you, but morally and
Yeah,
because
okay.
you're definitely not looking for a person that has rich and has a lot of money, that.
Right.
So you don't.
I
have
won't
any,
reject that, but yes,
you don't
I won't
reject
turn that away.
So remember that, you guys that there. There's a beautiful lady that
Thank you. Thank you.
That-
Well, I'm very honest. And I think it's hard to find noble, honest, hardworking people these days. People want shortcuts. And I'm not into shortcuts, you know. You have to just put in the time, actually read, actually sit down with people to get to know them, and no shortcuts. You can get a little snippet of information from people through technology, but you won't get the texture, you won't get the human side.
Right.
You won't get their look, you don't get their touch, their spirit, their energy unless you sit down and talk to them. So I'm a person that likes to bring back conversation. Let's sit down and talk instead of transmitting. We're not really communicating through email. We're just transmitting.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Nowadays, people are usually on either internet or sites or whatever.
It's very distracting. It's not a very focused.
That's not a way to start a relationship or anything like that.
To get to know someone.
To get to know somebody.
It's great for logistics if you need to meet somewhere.
They send a picture of when they were 15 years old, and then they have to be 70 or 80.
Right. So
you're actually not telling you the truth about what they are.
Right.
Or where they come from, and some of them they're fraud. Some of them they say, well, how are you? So I get too many things in my phone, and who's that? And then after 2 calls, she says, can you blame me money? No. I mean, I never, it's all fraud. It's all bad calls.
Right.
So you probably get a lot of those things, and your secretary just puts them away.
I don't stay on the phone for very long. It doesn't take me long to figure out what's going on.
Right. But you have a secretary, that gives you
keeps
calls.
Me focused.
Yes.
Yes.
And I want to thank you again for you coming so nice and.
Thank you. Thank you. No, it's always an opportunity to share my experience and inspire. I want to inspire others that no matter how tough it is.
Inspire ladies, more ladies.
Yeah.
Ladies, remember that. It's not hard. So Blanquita's made it, you can make it too.
Yes, and you can travel and get to know the world and look at life in a different way.
Have you traveled a lot? Have you gone to?
I have.
Where have you
studied in England. I studied in Italy.
In England, huh?
Yeah.
Where did you live
Oxford,
in England?
in
Oh, boy,
Oxford.
that's a wonderful place.
Right. And then I studied in Rome and also in Perugia. And so,
oh, boy.
Yeah. No, it's a wonderful experience, and I think it really changes your perspective on the world and how little you are and how big you can be.
So in Rome, you spoke Italian? Tu parli italiano a Roma? Yeah.
Un po', l'ho dimenticato quasi tutto. Ma
oh, ma no, ti parla bene, parla bene,
Grazie.
sì. And then in Paris, you gone to Paris?
Yes, beautiful
Non
town.
parles français, parles
Je
italien,
parle
maman?
presque tout, mais oui.
Beautiful. So you got all the languages.
Well, communication is very important. I think people don't focus enough on speaking English and reading in English or Spanish or any language. You need to do your homework. Even if you're almost fluent or fluent, you need to maintain the language.
To continue that.
Right, and sometimes you don't have people to speak with you. And so you need to pick something up and read it. Just read it.
Yes.
Because if you don't see it in written form, you may be mispronouncing it.
Indeed, you have to read it in order, not only that, to write a little bit.
Right.
Or to say hello to anybody and
right, and be more
internet.
marketable and be
There
more
you go.
valuable.
Yeah.
In every
Especially
way.
nowadays.
In society, in terms of business, and everything. And so language can make you look really smart, and if you don't have it, it can make you look very dumb. And you're not dumb, but you just lack the language skills. And so I've always tried to sharpen my language skills so people are not confused about me and my background.
Oh, well, you're incredible. I mean, so you speak 3 languages, and that's good. That means you value like 6 people. You know, because many other people don't actually speak English when they're here. You know, they don't bother to learn the language.
Well, it can be tough. The older you are, the tougher it is. But, you know, it's more of a vehicle to indicate your attitude.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to have an extensive vocabulary or respond to every question, but just to show that you're trying, the person will receive you well. The fact that you're trying to just say good day, buenos dias, bonjour, whatever, will show
Well, everywhere in
the world.
Buongiorno, everybody does that.
Right.
Here, you know, they think you're asking for
But
money.
that's exactly why it's good to at least try, so they don't think you're maybe an American who doesn't like to say good morning or good day.
Well, it's 99.5% that nobody tells me good morning. You know, when I see people in the morning, they always frown at me.
What's wrong with you?
You want
Stop
something with
talking
me?
to me. Yeah, right.
I say, how you doing? Because of
Right.
this, you know, here and there, I have to, you know, but or people, you know, say, yes, me. You know, how are you?
Right.
But I mean, sometimes it's just hard to communicate, like you said, by signals. Like, how are you? I think that it's a great deal to say hello to people, and they say, hey, you look great, you know?
Yeah.
And that gives them that energy.
Right.
And
that
brings
they
it back.
that they're
and-
significant.
Yeah.
If you don't pay attention to them, people feel insignificant.
Right.
And it's not a good starter for a relationship or communication.
No, I mean communication
can-
in every way, in
Right.
every day of life.
Right.
You should say, "Hey, you look marvelous," and that that person thinks of you. It's just, "Well, that guy is nice."
Right.
That guy is nice. I like to
Right.
say hello to him again. So that brings you back that tremendous energy that people don't have. Or then
Well,
you-
at cocktail
you never think of
receptions,
it.
I always start out with some flattering remark.
Well, yeah.
Like, oh, I like your tie.
There you go.
Or
Anything.
you got
yeah.
promoted to janitor. That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever it is, you need to be on a positive note.
Exactly.
And so then
Never
the
be
person will say,
negative.
oh, that person made me feel good. Let's keep talking.
That's the way to go. Every day in my life, I always say, "You look great. You look wonderful. Enjoy your meal," especially myself when I'm
Right.
in the restaurant business.
Right.
I'm always nervous. When I was a very young chef, I was nervous. I said, "They're gonna return. I hope not." And I used to look every plate they would give up empty. Really,
Well,
really.
but that shows that you're there to please, and some
Well,
people
yes.
don't care. They just
No,
eat it or don't eat it. Or
Well, a lot of people don't think that the chef, the guy who's preparing all,
it's a part of you.
yeah, it's hard to police 30, 40,
Right.
60 people
Right.
every day, every night.
Right, and who have different standards.
And some people have different, like you said, different
Criteria,
thoughts.
or they
Well, I
don't
didn't
like
like it
that
this
much
way.
tomato. And
These guys onions, they look good.
Uh-huh.
Blah, blah, blah. And I think of doing my food as fresh as it comes.
Right.
As fresh as you.
You can't argue with freshness.
You can see it immediately that he's done. As soon as you order, I cooked. So
Right
how-
away. Yeah, I wasn't
how else
sitting
can it
there
be
for
wrong?
2 hours. Yeah.
Nothing is cooked in my restaurant. So if you order, I have cooked for so many people
Yeah.
that I was afraid of when I was young. I cooked for many. I cooked for Mr. Agnew. I cooked for Mr. Barbara Kennedy. I cooked for Ronald Reagan 2 or 3 times. So I wasn't even nervous. I was nervous with the guys that were behind me.
Aw.
With those guys, the CIA, the DI, all the Secret Service.
Right.
Because they make me
Well,
nervous.
they don't want you to poison their boss.
No. I said, stay behind me so so I can move around. But well, those guys I was kind of afraid, and they were 4 or 5 in my dining room. But that didn't disturb me until there was I just acted naturally. But the only one who sent a dish back to me was when I was very young. It was Jules Brenner, and it was a dish that it was very. It's not intricate, but he has to be picked out immediately, and it's called spaghetti alla carbonara, and I never forget that. The guy says to me, "Who's in there?" I said, "It's Alberto." He says, "It's good." He says, "Well, do it again." He said, "No, how dare you?" So I said, "Okay, I'll do it again," and the waiter didn't pick it up immediately. Oh my God! And it becomes like cement, like glue. So I went back and I cooked it right in front of them. I got a little stove, and I started doing all the ingredients, put them together.
Yeah, right there.
And the guy says, "That's the way to do it. That's the way to." Thank you, sir. That was the only time I'd remember that everything has
Wasn't,
to be
yeah,
like
perfect.
he saw it. And it's perfect. But I mean, Orson Welles said, "Just do it."
Uh-huh.
It's so I had the opportunity to get to know incredible people, and I was very. I mean, then you become what? You become more confident. It's like you. You become very confident. You become knowledge.
Well,
that
the more courage you have, the more self-confidence you
that
get.
you have taken and you
You
talk
take
to
the
those
plunge
people.
and you do it, and it comes out okay, and you take another plunge. And that's what it's about. It's about taking some risks.
You have to, otherwise what? Somebody else is going to take it.
Right.
So you have to do it. You
Right.
have to, if you want to continue at another level in life, because if you continue on that same level, what's
It's
going to happen?
comfortable.
It's
Yeah.
not comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't be comfortable if I'm stay the same.
Right.
I always want to open another door. Like you want to open more doors. You
Right.
Want,
And it happens.
yeah. Because what? Because you want to.
Yeah.
Because you want. You
Because
think
I've been
that's-
preparing myself for that big golden door.
So which one? You think you're going to run for office someday?
I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I'm too authentic.
Tranquila, what's going on?
I think the political system requires things that I'm not prepared to give. And so I respect process. I respect context, and the political process is not for me.
Not for you at all.
No.
But you're still defending and protecting
sure.
it and,
Sure.
and showing good faith. And
No,
good,
and I think I respect politicians. I think they're very courageous. They're subject to a lot of negative comments, and they don't deserve it. At least they're out there trying to make a difference.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, some of them are.
Politics are politics. Politics
Yeah.
it could be, you know. I
Right.
say out of that,
Right.
you know, no church and no politics. It's always best to kind of
Stay away.
stay away from the people
fire.
and the politics. Yeah, because, yeah, it is. In every country there is. You can't talk that way.
Right.
But I mean, you know, we have them. You know,
Right.
people have voted for them, and I respect that, and I think it's great. And you know, what can you say about that? You know, even nowadays, you know, what can you say? Nothing. You know, but continue to
be
better,
informed
to
and to
ameliorate
vote.
yourself and to vote. Yes.
And be a part of the process.
And we're going to continue talking more and more about all your great successes and about your great opportunities and all that right after this message. Hello, welcome to Alberto's restaurant. Come on in. At Alberto's, you will have a new experience at great Italian dining. We have fantastic pasta dishes like fettuccine alfredo and eggplant parmesan. And you have to come in and try the chicken marsala and the calamari con limone. I take great pride in everything I prepare, and I know you will love it. And what's dinner without a little wine? At Alberto's, we have a great selection of wines to go with your dinner.
Alberto's Restaurante in Pacific Grove.
Come and see us tonight. Salud.
Do you have odors and dampness in your basement and crawl space? An unhealthy home begins with problems in damp, poorly ventilated areas. The conditions down below nurture molds, dust mites, and result in a buildup of gases and pollutants that can cause serious illnesses, like asthma, emphysema, and some cancers. The pollutants work their way up to your living quarters, infecting your entire home. Wave ventilation for moisture control and air quality can solve this problem. The unit's unique technology is designed to replace the damp, stale, polluted air with dry, fresh air and maintain a healthy, comfortable environment all year round. Unlike dehumidifiers, there's no buckets of water or filters, and it costs about $3 a month in electricity. Protect your home and family. Get to the source of the problem with Wave Ventilation. Call now. Make Wave Ventilation your answer to healthy living. Satisfaction guaranteed.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
Hello there. Welcome back to Alberto's La Bella Cuccina. We're having a great conversation with lawyer Blanquita from
From Monterey County.
Monterey County. Here we go. We were talking about all your best success, your which is your best
Case.
or when you meet Mr. Fox. You ever met Mr. Fox,
Yes.
the late president of Mexico?
Yeah.
Of Mexico.
Uh-huh.
How was he? Was he a
very accessible man,
Uh-huh.
very casual. So he wasn't very formal, and so there wasn't that barrier. Some people are a bit formal, and so you have to approach them a certain way. But he was very personable. Yes.
Did he welcome you? Did he invited you actually to
I
his
run
home?
into him at different events.
Oh, I
you
see.
He officially approved my appointment.
Oh.
Yeah, but so...
So your appointments are?
It's an appointment from the U.S. State Department. They have to approve it,
United States Department?
and then the Mexican Foreign Ministry has to approve it too, and so the president would have to approve their approval.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. So it's very exciting. It's quite an honor,
Yes.
and it's an opportunity to reach a lot of people who may need information about how this country functions and how the state and the county rules, because you can get in trouble very easily if you don't have the right information.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, tell me, is it getting easier to become a citizen of the United States with your clients and all that?
I think it's. I think people are feeling more comfortable about trying to become citizens. I think a big roadblock is the test. People who don't have formal education maybe have never taken a test, and they're afraid they're going to flunk. And just personally, that would be very difficult for a lot of people. So I think the test is really a big barrier psychologically.
The test?
The test, taking the citizenship test. And so even if they're proficient in English, they may think they're not proficient enough, and they
So
don't
they
want to
avoid it.
gamble. And yeah, they avoid it, and it's too bad. I mean, so you don't pass the test, you try again.
Right.
I mean, that's been my
Will
life.
they give you another opportunity?
Sure.
Would
sure.
you'll be able to ask the immigration person to give an opportunity to?
Oh no, they can. Yeah, I mean, we
Oh, they
can
can
do it
actually-
together. We can just reapply
Oh,
to
you
take
both
the
of them.
test. Yeah. So that's through paperwork, and so I think that it's just a very terrifying experience. Understandably, I mean, this could change your life in so many ways, and so there's a lot riding on it. Maybe your children are U.S. citizens, and you want to set the example. Maybe you think you're abandoning your home country by becoming a U.S. citizen, and that's another psychological barrier that you may have. And so I respect people who decide not to, but I think more people are warming up to the idea of becoming a U.S.
U.S.
citizen.
citizens, which is dual citizenship. It
Right.
doesn't really affect
Right.
the fact that they're from wherever
No,
they
and there's
come
some
from.
countries that actually promote it. I mean, who really have no problem with it at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of Italian Americans here that they come here, and they're dual citizens that love the United States. There's I mean, here in this area, there's a lot of Sicilian people
Uh-huh.
living in this area.
Oh, well, you didn't clarify that. That's a whole separate part of Italy, culturally and geographically.
Definitely,
Yeah.
not only that, the language
Right.
is not the same.
Right,
The food is not the same.
right.
You know,
That's why I say it's a whole different Italy, yeah.
It is, and they make it clear when I travel through Italy. I've been to Venice, I've been to everywhere, all those places, and I find that a guy that is Sicilian, they immediately speak to Sicilian. They go into their own
Dialect.
dialect. And
Well, that's a way to unify and insulate others, right? Saying, I'm Sicilian, so I'm going to talk this way, and then you won't
well, that's
understand.
wrong. I don't see why. I mean, and we have a tremendous amount of people here in this area that they have taken over the whole area that they're.
Financially.
that
We're
they're-
from Sicily,
They
yeah.
were born in Sicily, and they own part of everything in the wharf.
Right, right.
But the wharf is just totally.
So it's Sicilian Italian versus Northern Italian or whatever.
Well,
yeah.
it is not. We
Florentine,
don't have too many Italian
who are not
southern
from
or-
Sicily. Who are not from Sicily,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, most of them
there are
come from
very
Sicily.
few people that are from. Yes, I would say 90% of them of our people.
Well, a
here.
few families come, just like with other immigrants, and then more people come from the same region. Before you know it, that region is well represented in a certain part of the.
Like
of the-
LA, we have more Italians.
Oh, uh-huh.
Los Angeles have more Italians from Rome,
Uh-huh.
from Gallipoli, from places that. I was one time. I was traveling through. I was in Venice. I went all the way out to Gallipoli, which is the toe of Italy. In Venice, I was having a little room, $500.
Uh-huh.
I got to Gallipoli, which is with a view right on the ocean. The ocean slapped your face. And all
Close
that.
to Africa.
Almost. She's
Yeah.
right here. And I said, I can't afford this room. This is way too much, too big. This is what? It's $35.
Oh,
So $500 in here in Venice, which Venice real
It's
estate
so
is
small.
so small. So I was paying. It's impossible for me to believe that they were
the difference in price.
difference in price. The food, but again, very fresh. But to me, it lacked flavor a little bit. And you say, what would you like? And they would bring shrimp, a little table with shrimp still jumping, and octopus, and
Fresh.
what fresh. But then when they put it in that pan, and I wanted some. I can see that fresh, but I want some flavor.
Some
I want
spice.
something in there.
Probably have a more robust cuisine.
I remember I cook for general public, so my taste is your taste. You got to be your taste, otherwise you're going to send it back. Mm-hmm. If it's too hot, it's not good. If
Right.
it's too medium, it has to be right there. And it was okay, until I discovered that many a times, I cook one thing and they do it differently. Like I do some clams, like green clams, for example, and I do fresh clams here from the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're little Manila clams, but they put in mushrooms in it. So see, the mushrooms absorb.
Compete with the flavor.
And only they absorb all that beautiful taste when those little Manila, even they have a little taste. They open that they eat up all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
So they're like a sponge.
Mm-hmm.
So
They absorb.
They eat up all that stuff. They absorb the beautiful juice, and instead of having the clams that I buy from The little necks are about this big, not the big ones, the little necks. The other ones are to make soups, so chop them because they're very gummy. They become gummy, and you don't want that. Only for the soup like clam chowder. Then, our friends up at the wharf eat that a lot.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
have great soups.
Right.
Yes. Tell me your experience in Venice. You ever been to Venice?
Yes,
or-
I have.
What
I
is
love
it?
Venice. You have to arrive at night because it's the
Right.
shadows and it's so theatrical looking. It's mystical.
It is. By the time
Yeah.
you get to the train, you see all the water in there.
Yeah.
And
It's beautiful.
You wanna
It's
go
just
home,
a
you
beautiful.
know.
The pizza there is regional. The liver is regional.
yeah.
The glass blowing is regional. And
I
known
was
for
I
that.
was there when there was no buildings in there. When I was very, very young, I went there.
Oh,
Murano.
wow.
Murano, there's no buildings. It was just millions of cats hanging out there all over the place.
Well, they don't
Tons
swim
of
very well, so they were
They were
trying to
there,
stay there on
and then you
land.
could see Murano, all the glass blowers and everything. It was amazing.
Cipriani.
Yeah. And then after that, I went back. It was now they had buildings. They have their own building, their own shops. Become more sophisticated.
Ah.
They has actually little streets in there. And
Yeah,
there's-
just alleyways before. I mean, just a beautiful place, though. Really.
I find the island of Tivoli. Did you go to Tivoli?
Yes.
It's an island there. I
Yeah.
play a lot of tennis in there. They have the hotel has a tennis court there with clay.
Wow.
So that's my favorite sport. So I always go there
Ah.
and bring their rackets.
Well, what a place to play.
And they play tennis in there with a pro
Wow.
in there. It's really fun.
Wow.
Then you travel, you take the Vaporetto,
Uh-huh.
go back into your hotel.
Right.
Yeah, but now I rent an apartment and a little
Oh.
couple of rooms
upstairs.
upstairs. That's where the maids used to live. Now
Right.
Now they call it penthouse.
Right. The servants' quarters. Yeah.
Yeah, into this beautiful, thin
View.
buildings. Yeah, the view. You can see the lagoon right in there. I could see myself drinking espresso across the lagoon in my croissants and all that.
All right.
Beautiful
Wow.
cafe au lait.
Your biscotti.
I love that. I have biscotti. I have everything at the restaurant.
Uh-huh.
You should come in one day.
Oh, I will. I will.
Bring out
Now
your
that I've met
family,
the
yeah.
Alberto.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah, the family.
That's
we
great.
cook-
Well, I think everybody should visit your restaurant.
Yes, it's very authentic, and I'd like to do even more. But I mean, in LA, I was kind of more open. I have a restaurant in Los Angeles, in Malibu called Alberto's Orsini's. It's called Orsini's, and the very first 6 months you couldn't get in there because I grew up in there, knowing
People
all
knew
those
you.
people there. McQueen,
Relationships.
Johnson, Streisand, you name it. They all came to the restaurant, especially the Inn at Malibu. But Malibu
Oh,
was
yeah.
unbelievable. I still miss Malibu a lot.
Do you?
Yeah, the warm.
It's an exclusive community.
Not only that, the feeling of the people there
Community.
is
Connected.
incredible. Even if they were so rich,
Yeah.
they're still, you're
Warm.
not on the level, but I mean, they're very nice and they're
Mm-hmm.
great people. I mean, Carson had a house only a mile away from me. They would come like, great. I mean, give me this, give me that. But unbelievable, like they were home.
Uh-huh. Well, they
Yeah.
felt at home. That's good.
Yeah. You have great people. Miss Streisand will be there almost 3 times a week.
Right. Well, good for you.
One of my best customers. But here, I miss that. I miss
Wow.
that connection. I miss that, feeling of people are not supporting the others. In Los Angeles, they do that. They support, their own restaurants, their own favorite restaurants. Like in those days, there were Chasen's and there were Perinos and other places. Now, I was looking at the internet the other day. It's almost those people are gone. La Dolce
expensive.
Vita. No, I don't know what happened. I mean,
The place to rent or, the
the
location.
landlords.
Yeah, everything went up. And so if the dress shop can afford it, the restaurant goes. Yeah.
And then,
Art
like
galleries. yeah,
Carmel,
Same deal.
restaurants,
expensive.
they pay. How much do you think they pay? In a small restaurant,
No, tons.
50,000.
Really? They better sell a lot of food.
Well, how about T-shirts? The T-shirt,
Yeah.
but it costs nothing. They have to you buy it $30, $40. Why? Because of the rent. It's
Right.
impossible to survive in
To
that.
stay there, yeah.
To stay in that they're so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoy at the beginning. I enjoy Carmel, but I could never afford a restaurant in Carmel. So I saw Pacific Grove. I saw it on the paper little hole in the
That's a
wall.
nice town,
that's what
too.
Alberto's is. So Alberto's is not location, it's a place you go and eat right.
Mm-hmm.
And this doesn't matter location. Some people say location, but perhaps for another type of business. But when you are in the restaurant business, location is
food.
not important to me.
People will find you if
They
your
don't-
food is
they-
good.
Yeah, so there's no problem. And
You're
you know,
behind Safeway?
No, I'm right across the street from Safeway.
Across the street.
Yeah, there's
But,
parking lot.
well, that could be behind, depending on how you look at it.
Okay,
It's
if
on
you
the
come-
left. It's on the left going
No, you
towards the
come from-
water.
It's okay, yeah. No, towards the water is on the right.
Oh, it's on the right.
So I'm Forest.
Uh-huh.
So here's Safeway.
Mhm.
Here I am.
Oh, okay.
I'm in a little shopping center there.
Okay.
We're going to continue more talking about Alberto's, the restaurante,
Uh-huh.
and more about your law and other things right
Okay.
after this message.
Thank
you. Hello, welcome to Alberto's restaurant. Come on in. At Alberto's, you will have a new experience at great Italian dining. We have fantastic pasta dishes like fettuccine alfredo and eggplant parmesan, and you have to come in and try the chicken marsala and the calamari con limone. I take great pride in everything I prepare, and I know you will love it. And what's dinner without a little wine? At Alberto's, we have a great selection of wines to go with your dinner.
Alberto's Restaurante in Pacific Grove.
Come and see us tonight. Salud.
Anthony Sullivan here for the Edge of Glory, the best knife sharpener money can buy. It's so precise, it'll turn this plastic credit card into a precision cutting instrument. The Edge of Glory is no ordinary knife sharpener. Its jewel-hardened teeth hone any blade to a razor's edge that'll put the bite back into your dullest knife. It locks onto any smooth surface, then just draw the knife, and that old knife is ready for more. We took this plastic credit card and tried to cut a tomato. Nothing happens, but 1, 2, 3, 4, and now it's got an Edge of Glory that slices like magic. Call now and get the Edge of Glory for just $10.99. You'll also get a complete 3-piece knife set. They're a $20 value, yours free. But order now and you can double this entire offer. You get 2 Edge of Glories and 2 knife sets for $10.99. Order now and find out about free shipping.
Call 1-800-617-9159 and get your Edge of Glory. But hurry, we're giving away a special offer and a second Edge of Glory and the knives with today's orders. That's 1-800-617-9159. Call now.
Hello there. Welcome back to Alberto's La Bella Cuccina. We're talking to Blanquita Sarasua, a great lawyer that is honoring my show by telling us all kinds of wonderful stories. You know, the way she became a lawyer, the way she became a diplomat, and when she met the president of Mexico City, Mr. Fox. He was smart like a fox too.
Yeah. Yes.
So what else you tell us when you went to visit Mr. Fox? Were you taken in there by Secret Service from Mexico, or would you just felt great to just go alone, or what? What do you have?
No, I've been to Mexico's equivalent of the White House, and so yes, there is a lot of security everywhere, but that's to be expected. you know,
Right. So
and-
you're used to that.
Right. Even Mr. Panetta, if you go to an event here, there'll be security.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he comes to the restaurant.
Right.
I know.
It's so you're used to security. It makes you feel safe. It's good.
Yeah, Mr. Panetta is one of our more valued
Customers.
customers too.
Yeah, good.
His brother is a lawyer. And
Joe.
He's wonderful people.
Very nice family.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. So my father used to work with Carmelo, with Leon's father,
Really?
way back in the day.
And
at the Odella
Salinas?
Ranch. No, at the Artichoke Ranch.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
The Odella Ranch.
Odella Ranch. Where is that?
It's just south of Carmel, south of
Oh.
Rio Road. So that was a wonderful experience there.
And the Panettas own that? They still own that?
No, he was just a worker on the farm. He didn't own the farm. Yeah.
But Panetta did? No?
No.
Oh, they were working
It's
there?
the Odella Ranch, so the Odellas owned it back then.
Yeah.
No, they didn't own that. Later on, I don't know when. I don't want to misstate the facts, so all I know is that he wasn't the owner. They were the owners.
Great.
Yeah, but it was a great experience.
That sounds good, yeah. And what else can you tell? Can you tell us
What
about
else
you?
can I tell you? That my mother became a fashionista. She had 3 daughters and couldn't afford to buy clothes, so she started sewing and actually started making bridal gowns by hand. And when I went to England, I shipped a lot of wool fabric, and she made me made, custom made
great
business
story, yeah.
suits with her tag on them. So we understand good fabric and we understand good clothes. And it's very expensive, but my mother just raises us to appreciate quality
Right.
in clothes.
He's still with you?
Yes. I
God,
took care of my
lucky you
father
are.
for
Very
16
fortunate.
years.
Is your dad still alive?
No, he passed about 4 years ago, but now I'm taking care of my mother, so I live with her.
Great.
Yeah,
That's
I made
wonderful.
that commitment. How
Well,
could you
what-
not?
Exactly,
You
but
know,
it's
how could
giving
you
you-
not? I mean, thanks. They weren't sitting there complaining about having to take care of their children, and so why would I complain about having to take care of them? I mean, it was an honor to take care of my father, who was my best friend. My best friend. No formal education, and he was a visionary. He was very spiritual. He loved women. He supported girls. He supported his wife at the shop. He was just very outgoing for his generation. And,
Which is rare.
Very rare.
Rare
Very
coming
rare
from
for
Mexico
his background.
and having no
Yeah, working in the fields.
and no education and all that. It's very, very
Yeah.
difficult to think that way. Like you said, a visionary, especially for you. And you have any more sisters or
2
brothers?
sisters, yeah.
And they
One's
all
a
just-
teacher, one's a nurse. We all went to college. And he always said that he came to this country to have a better life, you know.
Well, yes, sure.
I mean, otherwise, why would you be here? To
Well,
do
yeah,
the same
it's
thing or
still the
worse?
land of opportunities.
It still is.
Still is.
You may have to work a little harder and look a little deeper, but
Well,
it is still
if you don't work, it's like any other country. If you don't work, who's going to give you what?
Right. Who's going to notice you?
Exactly. I mean, if you go back to Italy, what I have to work
Right.
a little harder, but
That's okay.
yeah,
Well,
but
work
I mean,
for us was never a negative thing.
no, but I mean, you have money to spend a little bit here and there. Obviously, the more you work, the more you save. I don't know. There's
Uh-huh.
all kinds of people have different ideas of what are they going to do with
Right.
their monies. I
Well,
mean,
it gives you self-respect.
yeah, that's one thing that you don't have to ask for anything.
Right.
When I was younger, I never asked for anything. I just work and then I learned, and I learned other languages, like you said, and I had opportunities to.
Well, work
I
is still
take
the
it.
formula.
It is. It
Yeah,
is
it always
because
has been.
always work, and I advanced into great opportunities in life for me, and then I came to this area here. As I mentioned to you, I didn't know that Monterrey. I thought Monterrey, Mexico.
Aha.
So,
Oh, I see.
Well,
With
there's
a double
man-
R.
Yeah. There's a guy who used to say, I met her in Monterey a long time ago. And
Uh-huh.
I said, have you been to Monterey many times? Sure. He says, I used to play golf there. See, I didn't know that. They have a golf course in Monterey. But
Monterey, Mexico.
Monterey, Mexico, but it's
Big
Monterey,
city.
California.
Yeah.
So I came out to find out that he's been here for many times. And he told me later on that he was here a while ago, many, many years ago, before you and I were here in the area.
Uh-huh.
And he never came back.
Oh, okay. Probably too cold for him. or
Well,
something.
no. He was used to like a special guy like him. He was used to have dinner whenever he wanted to. Obviously, if you're in an area that you're in a hotel, and you want to eat at 10 o'clock, why not?
They're ready. Yeah, they'll cook for you. Yeah.
But not here.
There's a schedule.
And this person is not used to that kind of deal. I mean,
High
it's like if you go to Italy, they serve you any time. And then you go out and get a sandwich or something like that. Because in Rome, there's little places that you buy a sandwich, and you take it back to the hotel and eat.
And you're
But-
fine.
Yeah, but here and there, you're paying a ton of money for
that service.
that service. And then he came out and said, I'm hungry, I want to eat. He said, well, the kitchen's been closed at 9 o'clock. I was, what? I want to go scramble.
Well, it's a different schedule, too. I mean, people start eating very late.
Yeah, but that's not the hotel business is right there for the service for the customer when they're paying a ton of money for a room.
Yeah.
And
They should
tell
be
you
able to do anything
to
at
walk
any
away.
time.
Yeah, and they came out and they really
Blew
killed
it.
his ego. It was really bad. Yeah, he was very
They
offended.
blew it because he was willing to pay.
Not
Yeah.
only that, he was a big guy then, and he's a legend now.
Oh.
His name's Frank Sinatra.
Ah.
And he's a legend, and he's never came back. Actually, they punched him too. He got punched. So yeah.
Oh no.
So he took off. He got his plane. Goodbye.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but that was a great story of them. You mentioned that a few years back, and yeah, I had many stories about those people that are very nice to me, and this is why I always love to cook for people that just tell me what you like, tell me, and I do it, if it is
It's an
not in the
honor.
menu.
Yeah, it would be an honor.
It's not in the menu. He said, I'd love you to have that. What is it you like? People say, well, I like more of this, no much garlic, no much this, no much of that. Okay, I got you. So then I go back, boom, boom, and I cook that. And this is that's what you want. And then I put the names on. I got a chicken, Carol O'Connor, a chicken Rickos. Make a chicken for me. Okay. I have chicken a la mo, which is about, the Three Stooges.
Right.
I have a picture that says, Alberto, thank you from one cook to the other. Thank you for the chicken a la mo. Which is, I used to ask him, what does he like most?
Right.
And Mo was much old. When I was 18 years old, I was cooking the chicken.
Wow.
And he said, do something new for me, something nice.
Right.
You like chicken? He said, yeah. Okay.
So there you go.
Yeah. So, to me, I mean, life has been good, Even nowadays, here I am. I like the Monterey area. Hopefully it gets better.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I think so. I think we're more optimistic than we have been in the past.
Yeah?
I think tourism is up.
You think they're coming back again?
Yeah. I think so. Maybe a little more slowly than we'd like, but they're coming back. Yeah.
They're coming back because when I came here in the 2000, there was incredible. It was doing business, incredible business. Then after the towers, of course, everything.
Everybody got scared to even get in the car.
Then the housing.
Right.
Because all my customers were
in construction.
Construction went down the drain. Too.
Yeah.
So I think nowadays it's getting a little better and better. And
well, I think people are a little more confident, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And with time, I think it'll get better.
And banks are not lending you any money?
Well, there's so much uncertainty in Washington. We don't really know what's going on, so it's difficult to plan. And it's difficult to loan money because you don't know how much it's going to cost you. So.
Yeah, money's very expensive nowadays.
Yeah. So, but I think as long as we keep informed and hold politicians accountable, we'll be fine.
Yeah,
you got to remember what they did and what they didn't do when we vote, and remember, if they helped us or not.
Well, they always say, promise.
Yeah. Well, going back to your question about whether I'd be going into politics and...
You would promise and then...
No, I wouldn't.
Blanquita, you promise?
I don't promise unless I can deliver, and sometimes it's difficult to promise because there's too many other people who can affect your decision, So I'd rather just keep it simple. Keep it simple and true to my word.
They come out and tell you the other,
The other stuff, what you want to hear. No, I'm used to telling people what they don't want to hear because it's my job. I have to be analytical and just tell you you might have cancer or something, that's terrible.
You just have to be...
Well, but that's why they want you. They want you to know. They want to know what the deal is, what the situation is. Is it good or bad or what?
Blanquita, we're coming almost to an end of a wonderful, wonderful hour. And wonderful to meet you, and hopefully you'll come back and see us again and again.
Thank you.
To explore that mind of yours that is wonderful and is very giving.
Thank
and
you.
You are proud of of being in Salinas, the great diplomat.
Thank you
Thank you so much for coming by. And hopefully remember that, don't forget to book early today at Alberto's. You have parties, you have birthday parties, you have Christmas parties. All of that, remember to call Alberto at 373-3993, area code 831, and have a great meal. So, ciao, and have a great day. Thank you.
Is it Cuccina misspelled?